Knock knock, Kobe.
Who's there?
Eric Estrada.
I don't even know where from this movie that's from.
It's from this movie. It's in the beginning. You call you an answer.
Oh, that's right. Oh, what a way to start it.
You gotta answer it. We gotta finish it.
Eric Estrada who?
Eric Estrada from Chips. How's it going, guys? I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Bum, ding music. So, if you guys didn't know, Nicolas Cage is an expert knock-knock joke teller.
The best.
Oh, man, thanks for coming back. Or if this is your first time hearing us, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
This is the Who Watches This podcast. And for me, I want to apologize for the people who listen to us. Because I can't believe it took us this long to have a Nicolas Cage month.
Right. I mean, I can understand we do Jean-Claude Van Damme first, but Nick should have been a close second.
No, I feel like Nicolas Cage should have been first. I don't know
What?
where my head was at, you know?
Okay.
He is such an enigma in
right.
movie.
Iconic.
Yeah. But he's almost like, it's sort of like, he kind of reminds me of Bill Murray, is like in his like weird headspace. Because Bill Murray, he can do like these award-winning movies.
Right.
And then do like completely the opposite indie film type of movies.
You're right.
And Nicolas Cage, like back in the late 80s, 90s, he was like sort of the go-to guy.
Right. Yeah, he's been in like, I looked it up and now I can't remember. It's like 87 movies.
Well, I think we got to give like probably 40 of that is like all these B movies that he's had to do because he
those are my favorite ones.
Wait, wasn't he also was he in, or was it just Matthew McConaughey in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Oh, I'm not sure.
All right, well, you guys can correct this because I don't want to look it up. I feel like he was, but maybe not.
Because there was lots of movies where he had like little parts, especially early on, like back
like
then.
In the late 80s, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, like I think he really took off like in the mid 90s. We had like Face Off.
Yeah, it was kind of. I'm just guessing here, but like Raising Arizona, he was the star of.
Yeah,
and I feel like that may be about the beginning of his leading role, and then he was mostly leading role since then.
Right. I mean, yeah,
or at least he had like The Rock, where I'm not sure if Sean Connery was the lead or
I think it was like a Sean Connery thing,
but he was a major part
of that one. Like The Rock. He had not Top Gun, Con Air.
Right.
Gone in 60 Seconds. So he really starting to take off, and then he kind of tapered off like around like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, he I guess after the Ghost Rider movie,
which is
like
also great.
The first one was big, and then he had like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it kind of after that he took a little break, and then he kind of came back through a lot of indie or not necessarily high budget movies.
I still enjoy, like, I think I watched The Sorcerer's Apprentice on FX because I was like, it's just like a Disney movie, they're taking that little clip it from Fantasia, the original Fantasia. That's what I saw,
right?
But I think I enjoyed like Jay Baruchel was in there. He was like the apprentice, and then the blonde girl that kind of looks like Kristen Stewart. And then, Nick Cage. And then we also had Doc Ock. He was like one of the main villains in there.
Yeah.
Who is always good. But it will never escape me that he was one of the victims from Species.
It's right.
Yeah. Now, if you guys don't know what Species is, it's what teenagers used to whack it to before the internet. Many paused moments on those Species movies. But yeah, so I guess we should introduce this week's movie.
This week's movie
is the 2018 Sundance film, Mandy. Yeah. If you guys haven't heard about it, no surprise there. Kobe, before we get into the movie, how do you feel about like these Sundance films?
Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are overrated. But I like that there is a place for independent films where it's not just like you're not just like the Academy Awards and like these like huge blockbusters or super artsy films that are winning, that that you have a chance now that you've got like these smaller places get a place to feature themselves. And a lot of them are like nobodies who've put a film in here and then taken off and ended up becoming something.
Right, man. See, like I enjoy a good amount of Sundance films just because, like you said, it gives a lot of people. There's like no major studio control over these like directions of these films. It's all just their film. They're making it. They found the investors to do it. And they get to tell the stories that they want. The only problem is sometimes it gets a lot artsy. It gets too artsy,
Yeah.
Which, you'll find these at, Sundance. You'll find them at the Toronto International Film Festival, like TIFF, I believe it's what it's called. The one in Europe, Candace or,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. It's in Europe. Somewhere there, old world, where they appreciate the artsy-fartsy films. But this one is definitely a mixture of like a very European artsy movie.
Yeah.
And then a good old American grindhouse.
Yeah, like a 80s grindhouse kind of. Yep.
Oh man. And so for this week, this movie is around 2 hours long. I'm really just going to condense it into the main points, and then we're going to just talk about it. We're not going to be able to do like a sort of play-by-play for this movie, just because if we do, we're going to go way over an hour.
There's a lot to discuss with this movie, and even after we're done and you guys watch it, there will still be hundreds of hours to discuss afterwards.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be definite YouTube videos discussing this movie.
Yeah, trying
to dissect it, and those are an hour long, trying to dissect one part of the film.
Yep.
But I'm really going to speed through this. So just listen to my sultry voice for the next 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So we start the movie off with Nick Cage. He is a lumberjack named Red Miller. Simple lifestyle, house by the cabin, or house in the woods by the lake, I presume. He has a wife there who seems to be an artist, but also she just works at a convenience store.
Right.
But it seems like a pretty normal life for 1983. Funny thing is, when we first start this movie, the title card is a Shadow Mountains AD what's it called, AD 1983, and so I thought I was watching the wrong movie.
Oh yes,
again,
right? Because it almost chapters out the movie, and there's like 3 times where they kind of give you a new title card
until we hit Mandy,
right,
which is I feel like the grindhouse part of the film,
right? Yes, and each time they put up a new one, it's the pace change of the movie changes completely.
Yeah, and so it really takes you, the first 30 minutes is just them living their life. She's going to work, she's reading books. There's something that seems to be a little bit odd about Mandy, but you never could really maybe figure it out.
Right.
Right. Nicolas Cage has a vision of her while he's outside by the fire, and she just comes to the fire, I presume naked.
Yeah, it's a slow, artsy kind of way to portray their deep love for each other,
right? Or their impending doom.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
I don't know what's going on, but But like, and then there's like a lot of weird color tones in this film. There's like red filters, green filters, blue, a lot of unnatural colors in this world. And so I guess that I presume that they're supposed to represent some sort of mood, because when we first meet our cult members, as Mandy is walking to work, one of the leader of the cult members see her.
Yep.
And this whole thing is painted in red.
Yeah.
And then he tells one of his cult members, like, oh, fetch her for me because I think she's special. Sort of like a very entitled attitude, but of course, for a cult leader, that's what they do. That's how they are, right?
Right, yes. And you learn more and more entitled as the movie goes on.
Yeah, and so he hands some sort of like piccolo to his, like rock piccolo to his one of his members, and he's like, oh, well, the ceremony, blood for blood, take the fat one. A lot of like these cult members sort of look inbred. I don't know if it's me or if like all of them kind of look slack-jawed.
Except for the fat one who looks like the fat, deaf, curly-haired guy from Fifth Element when the opera's going bad.
Yeah. But yeah, so he blows into this like little piccolo and all of a sudden summons these 4 bikers, but they look like Cenobites from Hellraiser.
That's totally what I was getting to.
Right?
Yeah.
Later on, you do find out from one of Red's old army buddies, military buddies, that these 4 bikers had taken some sort of super LSD, and that's how they just are now. Yeah, maybe like unlocking some part of their brain.
Perma-fried, yeah.
Right. But, like, maybe they unlock some sort of part of their brain where they gain, like, some sort of superpower. I don't know. Because later, Red tries to run them over, and his car just flips. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, so one of the cult members sacrifices the fat one to go retrieve Mandy.
Yep.
And they do so. They tie Red in barbed wire outside of his own home.
Yep.
And then they drug Mandy with putting LSD in her eye, and then for some reason the old lady stings her with some sort of bee.
Yeah, there's this it's a giant murder hornet, and just bites her in the neck,
or stings her in the neck.
Yep, and then they're like, well, that's the cherry on top, and then the next 15 minutes of the movie are through her eyes, and everything is very hazy and very.
Well, she's on super LSD.
Yeah.
Right? But then we have, like, this very long monologue by, I believe his name is Jeffrey. Jeffrey always sounds like some sort of cult leader.
It is Jeremiah?
Oh, Jeremiah. There you go. I am sorry to all the Jeffreys.
And he kind of gives you a little background on himself.
Oh, it's so long-winded.
And why he is basically the Messiah and the next coming of Christ.
Right, and he's doing this to sort of entice her into wanting to be special with him.
Yeah.
But she's completely blown out of her mind. She's bonkers gone. And then he's like, "Oh, I guess it's time for us to consummate our joining of our bodies in this ceremonial coitus that we will enjoy." And he disrobes in this really awesome space looking robe. And I mean,
and then the camera pans him, and just hangs on him for a good like 90 seconds.
Yeah,
just naked man.
If you guys follow the Twitter, I specifically said, "Damn it, I knew there was gonna be male full frontal nudity out here. Why do they show so much dick nowadays?" And let's just say his hanging member there isn't as impressive as one would like to be.
Right.
Because Mandy starts to laugh uncontrollably, which to any man's ego will hurt and bruise them.
Yes. And it is definitely like a cruel laughing at, not a I've got the giggles and I'm nervous laugh.
Right. Well, it's weird because he starts to as she's laughing at him, it looks like he's he is stroking.
Oh yeah, no, he's trying to get it up, and with under that much pressure now, it is not working.
He can't perform, and then, but for some reason he does this. He disrobes while all of the other members of the cult is there, and he's like yelling at them like, "Don't look at me," and he's yelling at her like, "Stop laughing."
Yeah.
But I guess, being the leader that he is, he has to show that there's consequences for her actions, and she ends up going outside, stabbing Nicolas Cage or Red with some sort of like spear of destiny type of relic.
Yes.
Because
it glows green.
But he stabs him like right underneath the rib.
Yep.
Sort of, and he spouts some like tyrannical bullshit where he's like, "You're just a pig with no soul."
Yes.
But he's like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna burn your whore in front of you," which he does in Jason Voorhees style.
Oh yeah.
Hangs her up, and then instead of like beating her against the tree, lights her on fire, which is terrible.
And it's a good 5-minute scene of you just basically watching Nick Cage's face as his wife is in a burlap sack just burning to death.
Oh, and the other thing that you see on his face is that he is carrying this movie on his back.
Yeah.
Because the range of emotion that Nicolas Cage shows in this movie is off the charts without him being too Nicolas Cage.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. No, that's about to happen. Up to this point, he has been very subdued.
But yeah, and then one of the cult members is like, "Oh, the darker the whore, the brighter the burn," or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sort of weird religious BS. But they end up leaving the house, and then Nicolas Cage slips out of his barbed wire constraints, crawls to his dead wife's ashes, and then he goes full Nick Cage.
Right.
But I think it was perfect. So when he goes into the bathroom, he gets a bottle of vodka.
Yep.
And he goes through like 5 stages of grief all in like 10 seconds. But it's like great. It is such good acting. Like
that is when the beginning of the Nick Caging starts.
The Nick Caging.
Because he's standing there in his tiger sweatshirt.
Oh, it is a sweet sweat.
And his whitey tighties.
All right, but it is a sweet shirt.
Chugging a bottle of vodka or tequila, something clear.
Yeah, he's like pouring it all over his like wounds. He's going through his emotions of rage, depression, like contempt, and then he goes, into determination.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody involved." And so he goes to his old army buddy's house. He says some sort of word. I forgot what he does, but he gets the Reaper. Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's the name of his
crossbow. Sweet crossbow. And then his partner gives him like 2 special arrows.
Yes.
It's like, that's all you made, dude. 2?
Right. Those are the specially made arrows that cut through bad guys like fat kids through cake. Through cake.
Oh yeah. And then but that's not enough for him. He goes to make himself some sort of like axe or / scythe.
Yes.
It's actually pretty sweet. Like the bottom of the handle has like a spike like element.
Yeah.
And then he has like the sharper edge, and then he has like a little hook on the other side. It is a sweet weapon.
Yeah.
It is one of those weapons you see on Devil May Cry, the video game.
Right. I was gonna say I would expect you to see it at like a booth at a Ren fair and be like, oh, I can't afford that.
I also will hurt myself if I buy that.
Yeah.
But he seems pretty adept at it. But then he starts to go hunting. He starts to hunt the super LSD Cenobite biker demons. And like what's it called? The first time he shoots one of them off their motorcycle, tries to run him over, but ends up flipping his car truck, after hitting him. And then he gets dragged away into some sort of like meth house that they've stolen or like killed for.
Right.
And then we get introduced to like one of the Cenobites who has like saran wrap over his face. It is like, how do you breathe in that thing? But he throws him down the shaft. I was like, where'd this shaft come down in from this house? He goes into another room. There's an old dead couple there. I presume the old guy was like butt raped because of the position.
He's pantsless and got a bloody butt.
Right. one of the Cenobites is doing coke and watching old school porn,
like mountain of coke,
like very Tony Montana porn kind of coke. And actually, he's not watching old school porn; he's watching porn of the time.
Oh, that's true, right? Because this is an '80s movie, so it's definitely an '80s porn.
But yeah, he ends up killing that one by I think stabbing him in the slicing his throat.
Yes.
And then as he's getting up,
and that's kind of like another change in tone, because at that point when he slices the throat,
it is grindhouse time.
It is like the throat is like a bucket of tar thick blood pours over him, and then he is this crusty red. Nick Cage is like for the rest of the red movie. For the rest of the movie.
Well, I saw it as it was his baptism into this grindhouse film. Right, because I think as the moment he's I think the moment he starts this grindhouse portion of the film, the title card Mandy comes up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, wow, hour in, we're finally starting the movie. But yeah, and he ends up killing the other Cenobite. I forgot. I think he stabs him.
He breaks his neck. The neck twist.
That is actually the first time I was like that he lets more Nick Cage happen coming out. Because he snaps the neck, and then he takes the shard of glass and then does a lot of cocaine. And I was like, oh, that is classic Nick Cage right there.
Yeah.
He ends up gathering his weapons back. He gets some spikes for the road.
And then he finds the
super LSD.
The super LSD, which looks like used bacon fat in a mason jar. And it's just sitting there, and he's like, let me give this a lick.
Right? Kids, I just want to let you know, don't dip your finger into any unknown substances and then decide to put it in your mouth.
Especially not at the house of a bunch of bikers that you've just killed.
But yeah, he goes into this super LSD trip. He sees like a solar eclipse. He has this Indiana Jones-esque face melting moment.
Yep.
It is a pretty crazy trip. And I presume, like, even just a little bit of that, he's tripping the rest of the movie.
Right.
But he's tripping with determination.
Yeah.
So he sets up spikes and then ends up killing one of the dudes, one of the older guys who said, the darker the horror, the brighter the burn.
Yes. Yeah, he kind of deep throats him with just the pointy part of his scythe axe.
Right. While the younger girl of the cult just watches, because he does it slow.
Yeah.
And I guess he doesn't kill her, right?
No, he just lets her go.
Right. I mean, because I guess she's young and maybe they've just taken advantage of her or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was thinking like what they did to Mandy, that he's just assuming that they did that same thing to her, and that it's like this male power over women.
Right. I mean, it's like the early 80s. It's a cult. So, yeah. He has a sweet axe throw to the slackjaw guy.
Yep.
Which, like, to me, I was, like, happy about, but I was kind of sad that, like, he didn't, like, I guess, like, the sadist in me was like, yeah, slow torture them.
Right. That one was a little quick.
Yeah, it was too quick, and then we get the awesome chainsaw fight. I don't know, I think you've watched more grindhouse films than I have. How often are there chainsaw fights?
Occasionally. I mean, there's often chainsaws in there.
Yeah.
But you don't get too many, like, actual chainsaw fights.
It's funny though, is because what's it called? Nicolas Cage picks up just a regular chainsaw, and as he's trying to rev it up, the guy sees him, and is like, "Oh, okay, that's what you're trying to do," and picks up like a redwood chainsaw. It's like, how it's so much bigger than his for some reason. Right.
So it goes from the chainsaws that they're throwing into the tornado in Sharknado to like that 9-foot long chainsaw from like the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It is huge. It is comically big, but I guess maybe it is like a chainsaw for like a redwood or something.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a pretty sweet chainsaw fight. Of course, Nicolas Cage, when he starts swinging the chain, I was a little bit happy. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was a little
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider flash. Yep. I totally felt that too.
Oh man. And then he wraps around the guy's neck and then falls back or something, which makes the other guy fall into the chainsaw that he was holding.
Yeah.
Super cool kill because we get to see all the blood splurt out in like 3 different directions. It was very cross-like. Yeah, I don't know if there's symbolism right there.
Yeah.
But he makes his way into the church that they're building. Huge wooden church. The old lady is the first to encounter him. And she is throwing the vag at him.
Yeah.
But it's so old and decrepit. But she starts to tell Nick Cage, "Oh, he told me that I know the ways of the flesh, that I know how to read my partner's sexual wants and needs." But as he makes his way into Jeremiah's room, he throws the old lady's head in there, and he starts screaming.
Yeah.
And then we go through like these stages of ego that he has, where he is first explaining that I can save you. Everything that has happened to you up till this point has led you to me, so I could be your savior.
Right.
And then Nick Cage pretty much hulks his head into, and then brings him down to his knees. And I think this is the part where it just kind of reminded me of like there's a movie called Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking juice in the hood. And then there's a drug dealer, or there's a crackhead in there that's like, "Come on, man, I'll suck your dick, bro." And I was like, maybe he was a crackhead before because he's begging. He's like, "I'll suck your dick, man." But I believe it's because like this, I guess it was sort of the end of the hippie era, the 80s, right?
Right.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it was, like, mid-70s where it really started dying off. But, disco was there, so, like, disco hippie. But, like, the 80s was, like, the start of, like rock, like, more hard rock and roll. Like, Led Zeppelin was being more up there. Disco has died.
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah.
So, yeah, it just reminded me of sort of, like, he had a very drug addict, hippie type of feel when he's like, "I'll suck your dick, man. I'll do whatever." And then he starts to go,
and then like it goes like narcissistic, where it's like, "Why am I bowing in front of you? You should be bowing in front of me because I am your superior."
Right. Well, but then like as you hear Nicolas Cage talk, he has almost a demonic.
Oh yeah, and as he doesn't say much, but everything he says gets more and more grindy, like.
Yeah, it's like he's speaking in 2 voices.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot to note. I guess I forgot to mention this, but he goes to, before he does all this, he goes to, I guess, an LSD drug dealer maker guy.
So the chemist.
Yeah.
And then the chemist tells him where the
church is.
Where the church is. But when we get into discussion, I don't know if that guy exists.
So you think maybe it's just in his head, or I don't know. But yeah, I always wondered how much force would it take to squeeze a man's head in, because we get one of the coolest effects in here, where it's like a slow press of a head, where he pops it like a jelly bean,
and it is definitely practical. There's no CG on this.
Right. But it's awesome because the eye pops out of his head, the blood starts spraying everywhere, and then he ends up burning the church down to the ground. He gets in one of the church members' car,
right? And
as sort of he's about to drive away, he sees his wife in the passenger side smoking a cigarette, and this is where we kind of get a cool 2-shot, because at first he has like his crazy crusty red look. And then when he cuts back to him, we get the Nick Cage smile.
Yep, the wide-eyed giant smile, which is so like super vivid because the rest of his face is all crusty red.
Right. And his like teeth and his eyes are just so wide and white that it is a very shocking contrast to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we get to the end of the film.
And then Nick Cage drives away. As they pull back, you see the sun and the two moons that are orbiting these weird spiky not Earth mountains.
Yeah. Well, because now he's in hell, I guess. But I just want to let you know that I feel like the next movie that we have to watch after this, because I believe Mandy is a prequel of Drive Angry. Have you seen Drive Angry?
I have.
He's driving a car. He's in hell.
Right.
He might be driving angry.
Interesting.
Oh man. Oh, but yeah. And then we do cut to title, like we get to credits after that part.
Right.
All right.
And then the very short post-credit scene.
Oh, there's a short post-credit scene?
That's a picture of him that his wife drew with the tiger.
Oh, okay. Kobe, can you tell everybody, like, why was this your pick for the week?
Because this embodies like everything that is great about Nick Cage, and that it's also this movie that I don't know if I like or hate. I'm like confused by it, and now I've seen it 3 times, and I'm still not sure.
I just think it's weird because you hate the first half because it's so slow.
Oh, yes.
It is so slow. But then you love the last half because it's grindhouse.
Right.
And I feel like they filmed this on 35 millimeter because it's so grainy at some points.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they didn't because filming on film nowadays is just way more expensive. Yeah. But it has such a good quality to this film.
It is, and it is very interestingly filmed. It's very artsy. There's lots of camera angles. There's lots of the mostly that red and the blue, and then like a purplishly pink kind of combo of them, and then like as things progress, the movie gets darker. Even though those colors are still there, everything tones down in like brightness.
Yeah.
To almost like when you meet the Cenobite biker guys, they are almost silhouette-y. Like you don't really ever get any kind of features because it has gotten that dark when he's fighting against them.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't see any facial features. I believe the one he fought by the car that was on fire, I'm pretty sure he was a demon. Because he shoots him through the esophagus and he just pulls it out like it's nothing. Yeah. And he's like, oh, she's still burning. I was like, oh my god. So I believe he might be the only one that was probably a demon. I don't know.
Right. There is a ton of symbolism in everything in this movie. And that's, in interpreting it, you can interpret it in so many different ways that it's like there's a bunch of different meanings you could get out of this movie.
Right. And I feel like you guys are probably turning to the worst people to interpret all of Well, I think everyone's going to interpret this movie differently. So, like, when you hear ours, it might not be the same as the
and
next
we
person.
Did not watch it together or discuss it before this.
Right.
So our interpretations will probably also be different from each other.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so, like, I think when you first showed me this, I didn't look the trailer up. I just, like, read the description. I was like, okay, this is going to be just a straight-up grindhouse film. You know, I was thinking Terrifier levels of plot, you know, but I think there's like, it feels like it's supposed to be deep. I just don't know where that depth goes.
Right. And like on the surface, it is a cult kills this guy's wife, and it's a revenge movie where he just goes after and kills them for killing his wife.
Yep.
I mean, on the very surface, it is that.
Yeah.
But the number of bikers is 4. Are they the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
I didn't even think about that.
The preacher, he multiple times says that he is better than Jesus, and like you said, he's got like the spear, and he stabs Nicolas Cage right in the same spot that Jesus got stabbed, and the spear glowed green as they pulled it out, or the knife glowed green.
Well, it's not the same spot. It is the same area, but on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of reminds me of like when 3 o'clock is the devil's hour, and so here by stabbing him on the other side, it is differentiating him from like, I don't know where I was going with that, but maybe it's like the opposite of Jesus. I don't know.
Right. I could take the chemist as God.
Right. Maybe.
Because he's like, okay, these people have done you wrong, so I'm going to invoke my power into you. And he was earlier wearing the lion or the tiger sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And the chemist has a tiger in a cage. And he's like, I think it's time to let this out, and opens the cage, and the tiger runs out, and then Nick Cage leaves.
Yeah.
And the tiger's gone, and like it's like, release your inner tiger.
Right. No, I know it's good. I just like releasing the inner tiger.
And they have like a whole conversation but Nick Cage never says anything to the chemist.
Yeah. It's so weird, and like that guy's pretty famous. I've seen that chemist in a lot of other things.
Yeah, he's in a lot of Rob Zombie movies.
Oh, okay.
Too.
So yeah, maybe it could be God, or it could, like I thought,
or the devil.
Yeah, I took it as he was the devil, and these people were maybe taking some shine from him, or doing his work, but in the way that he doesn't want it to be done.
Right.
Because when you see like these, when you see the LSD that he's making, it's like pure, and it's probably
it does
better.
not look like bacon fat.
Right. Or just like gray matter, or like some slug, some swamp water looking thing. So maybe they're perversing his beliefs. I don't know. See, like it's weird. We had 2 different interpretations of the chemist.
Right. Yeah. But then I was like, as I was thinking about it, I was almost like, is anybody in there really real? Is it like, Nick Cage is obviously a recovering alcoholic, because at the beginning of the movie he refuses to have a drink with his lumberjack buddies.
Yeah.
And then after Mandy dies, he goes into the bathroom and digs into the bottom drawer of the cabinet in the bathroom and pulls out the booze. To me, that's where the alcoholic's going to hide his booze.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Why he had his army buddy holding his
crossbow?
His crossbow seemed to me like he had gotten in trouble with it in the past. And he was just like, take this for me, so that like there's no evidence that I had a crossbow. Like there was like so much of this is like you have to like read into.
Yeah.
Or it's filmed that way so that everybody talks about it, and years from now there's still no answer to what the movie means, because there really wasn't one. It was just filmed in a way to make you think that there should be.
Wait. Are you saying that this is the 3 clamshell paradox?
And then at the very end, there's a flashback to him meeting her, and it seemed like I took it like as he met her in an AA meeting.
Oh no, I took it that they met in a bar.
But it wasn't really a bar. Now that I've seen it 3 times, nobody there's drinking, and it looks like it's held in a bar, but it's like not.
Yeah, like the color tones like really throw me off.
Yeah, so then I was like, maybe she saved him, because maybe he was like this drug doing biker guy, and then she met him and she pulled him out of this alcohol and this drug state, and then like she was his like base to like sobriety.
Yeah.
And then but she's very weird, like you said, she's off and seems very depressed most of the movie. So then like what if she killed herself and now he's battling, like the bikers are his demons, but he's also fighting against religion because AA meetings are done by churches, and so like this inner battle between to keep his sanity.
So almost like he's like maybe having a psychotic or schizophrenic break.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, I could see that.
And then he does the drugs, and that's when he then after that goes and kills kills all the church people. In it, like it maybe not necessarily in real life. Maybe that's all in his head, but that's where he's getting rid of religion because now he's back on drugs, and now that's why the world has two moons, and is weird because he is now living in this new
demon world,
or something that's in his head. That's like his
or like if they did meet in an AA meeting or something like that. Maybe it's him leaving that side of himself down there as he's meeting Mandy.
Right.
Like just or it's so hard to
like a Dante's Inferno. Like he's going through hell to get her, and then at the end they're in the car together leaving.
Yeah. And
that he has gone through hell and fought God to find the woman he loves.
Well, not God or Lucifer.
Well,
the church guy,
church
Jeremiah,
being the new Jesus.
Right. This movie is you guys got to watch it because I feel like you guys can email us and tell us your interpretations of it.
And then because I didn't really get it, I watched like 9 videos on End of Mandy Explained, and all of them are different.
Right. Some of them are just recanting the movie and didn't give you an explanation.
Right. But all of them are different. One of them has like a very in-depth thing on like you could follow the characters through like Sigmund Freud's ego, superego, and id, and how everything's broken down, and it's the inner parts of the mind battling against each other.
Yeah.
And then like you have the superego is always like the mother and the father, and here that's Mandy and Red.
Yeah.
There was an interpretation off of somebody had written a book called like the Red Theory or something like that, and so Red fit the character from this Red Theory, and it's all like kind of broken down from that book and it kind of matches up. There was a couple people who used to like the religious theory, but in like different ways.
Yeah.
A lot of it was like, because like there's ways where he stands in front of like the church that's burning. The way he stands in front of it, it makes the cross in front of the church look like an upside down cross because his head is covering half of it as the church burns.
Man.
There's 3 little like 5-second long animated clips.
Oh, it's very heavy metal-ish
in there also, and somebody was trying to show that those were parts
of his psyche.
And of like and like he was the beast at the end. That was dead, and then she pulled the green stone out of him.
Yeah.
And the green represented something because it was like the flute that they played at the beginning to call the bikers, the knife that they stabbed him with, and then one of the flashes of her face at the very end, she's through the green filter, so her face is green.
Yeah. Oh man. So much symbolism.
Right.
Kobe. So did you And I guess we could say like maybe like there's a Dante's Inferno-esque thing going on there, right?
Right.
Where we're not gonna break it down. Possibly there's a Dante Inferno symbolism in there. Kobe, did you have any favorite parts of the film?
So there was the chainsaw fight was amazing. that was by far my favorite part of the movie. But there is like the most Nick Cage moments. So he's caught by the bikers.
Yeah.
And one of the bikers comes over and cuts his chest and cuts open his shirt. And then later on he's fighting that biker, and in the most Nick Cage way, as he's punching the biker in the face, he says, "You ripped my shirt."
I think as he's cutting it, he's like, "That's my favorite shirt."
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. I think one of my favorite moments in that scene was when he does the cocaine in the most Nick Cage way. He just
right.
shoves this broken shard of glass to his nose and just sniffs.
And the biker who was watching the porno, he had a big giant metal spike for a penis.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw the arms.
As he's watching it, like this big metal spike kind of sticks up, and then as Nick Cage like knocks him over, he falls and gets stuck on it, like, and that's why he can't get off of Nick Cage, because his big spike of a penis is
I was
stuck in the floor.
I was wondering. I was like, why doesn't he just let go of the weapon so he can get up?
Yep.
He has a penis. He has a penis nail.
Yep.
That is so weird to me. Probably like I guess for a lot of people, a lot of their favorite parts is gonna be just the part where he is drinking in the bathroom, and it's probably like one of the most vibrant 1983 looking bathrooms I've seen in a long time. Where it had like the terrible wallpaper and
terrible, yes. And that was one of the very few scenes that there's no color enhancement. Like it was just him, like you said, going through the 5 stages of grief, back to back between swigs of alcohol.
And he is like forcing this alcohol down because I think he needs it to do what he knows he's gonna do.
Yep.
But yeah, it is probably one of the best moments just because it was going to be so easy for him to go very over the top Wicker Man Nick Cage levels.
Yeah.
You know, but I think even in this part where he's supposed to show all these like raging emotions, that he actually tones it down a lot.
Right, and you get the stages of grief as he's doing it, and it's like you said, he's forcing the alcohol down because he knows what he has to do next, and so it's I don't know, catharsis. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
like
very cathartic, I guess. Yeah. Another funny part is when she's laughing at that dude's dick. It kind of reminds me.
That was something somebody else said, because he talks about how he was comparing himself to Jesus. And he was like and this is so weirdly subtle. I wouldn't have caught it. Somebody else did. But they were he's like, oh, none of the people liked my albums. So I taught, and then God came down and told me that I'm the greatest and I should just have whatever I want. So I'm going to play you my album. Do you like the Carpenters?
Yeah.
Because I thought they were the greatest, but I'm better than the Carpenters. And it's like, Jesus was a carpenter.
Yeah.
You're saying you're better than Jesus.
Man. Mind blown. Yeah, it's so weird, like his comparison. I guess it's just like, it kind of just reminded me of Hitler. Like, he didn't get accepted to art school, so he does this other thing where he messes up a lot of people's lives.
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, not a lot of people, a whole race of people, And so he also has a very Charles Manson type of feel to him.
Oh, yeah.
Where, why is all these people following him,
Right. It's almost like he's like so self-confident that people are just like, Well, obviously he's that confident. He must be correct. Let's follow him.
Oh man, but yeah, just when she's laughing at his penis, it's hilarious. Like, it kind of reminded me of the scene from The Simpsons when Ralph Wiggum gets rejected to be Lisa's Valentine, and then Bart's like, "Oh look, you can see the moment where his heart is breaking." Right.
Yep.
And of course, like again, I think this movie did really great on their practical effects.
Oh yeah.
You know, when he's like slowly putting the spike into that guy's mouth, and the blood starts to seep out little by little, and then starts to splurt. When he squeezes that guy's head in, which, you know, if you guys or one of you guys love to do science or numbers or math or whatever, can you tell me how much force do you need to squeeze a man's head in?
You know what? Maybe I will jump online, because there is a group online called Zombie Go Boom, and they're supposed to make realistic human heads, and then they try weapons that are used in all the zombie movies against that to see how effective they would be in real life.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wonder if that's something that they would do an episode on, or possibly have done an episode on.
Well, I feel like, wait, are we comparing it to a zombie's head or to a human's head?
Well, they make like a actual skull, and then it's full of like a red.
Oh, that gelatin
stuff,
yeah.
And then they cover it with like a latex skin, and then they hit it with different kinds of weapons, and then if it bleeds, then they know that, you know, that you've made you've broken bone and like hidden brain.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Because it's like you have like the brain cavity.
Yeah. Oh man. Kobe. Well, I guess we have to get to the ratings because we're almost to our hour. So if this is the first time you guys have joined us, we do our rating system in 4 different stages. We have stream it, buy it, Blu-ray, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and Ultimate Collection.
Right.
Kobe, where would you put this movie at?
You know, Nick Cage has done enough movies that are bizarre that I would love to pick this up in an ultimate box collection with other things.
Yeah.
Because I do love the Nickster. I have not seen anything else by this director, but apparently they're also weird and psychedelic and films similar to this.
Okay.
So if they had done a director's box set with some of his other movies, I think I would do that. If it wasn't like that, I may just do DVD.
DVD?
Yeah, because I want this in my collection, but like I said, I don't know if I love this movie or hate this movie. It may be just Nick Cage and the chainsaw fight.
So if you guys don't know Kobe too well, he hates pickles. He hates pickles things. So let me ask you, Kobe, would your, I think this will be the perfect metaphor. Say you're eating your favorite sandwich in the world, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you're like halfway into your sandwich and then you bite into a pickle. So now, are you unsure if you want to throw away the sandwich or just take out the pickle?
That is an excellent metaphor for this.
Yeah. So you're going,
like if I would knew there was a pickle in there first, I would pull that pickle out and throw it away and then eat the sandwich.
Yeah.
But already halfway through, now I bite into a pickle. I may just be done. I don't know. That's
you're stuck in between. Like, well, I'm still hungry, but now I've eaten a pickle.
Yeah.
So you're saying DVD?
Saying DVD.
All right. For me, man, this is a pretty long movie going at 2 hours, which I feel like is now like the standard for a lot of movies, like 145 to 210.
Right.
But for me, of course, you know, if you're gonna throw in either director or the Nick Cage movies in the box set, I would probably go for the box set. Easy. But for this one, I wanted Blu-ray just because I like how it's shot. I appreciate the shots that it has in this movie.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Oh, you also got to remember, like, for everyone that's out there, I went to school for photography and all that stuff. So there's like I'm liking this movie a lot more just because of the director of photography and like how they shot this film. Story wise, like it is really like the only thing that makes me hesitant about getting this on a Blu-ray is that the hour for it to really start the next hour is so long.
Right. And it's almost like so like the other one that's like that is Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, the first hour is so long. Like, I almost turned the movie off. I was like, this is the slowest. But I was like, a buddy of mine said this movie is so good. And he usually has really good taste in movies. So I don't. And so I powered through it. And then by the end of the movie, I was like, this movie is like the best movie I've seen in months. I can't wait to see it again.
Right. But
and
see,
this one wasn't quite like that.
Yeah,
like
it's so weird.
The payoff wasn't quite worth the drag of the first hour.
Right. I feel like if they had shortened it to maybe 35 minutes, that it would completely erase my thoughts on like the whole movie of it being too slow.
Right.
But because this movie was an hour of slow burn and setup, and just like they have like I like these long shots that they do on like the actors, long shots on their face not doing anything, but it's just it sort of kind of gives you an impact. But then I don't want an hour of just long shots on people's face, and I don't want 15-minute monologues that are really hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, for just for the cinematography on this movie, I'd get it Blu-ray.
And Blu-ray would possibly have a director's commentary that you could play over top of the movie.
Oh, and give me some explanations.
That would be that would almost make this worth a Blu-ray.
Just so you can interpret it for you.
Because I would love to hear, like, even if he didn't explain things, but just some of the things, like where he got the idea. Because I read in an interview that this was an homage to the death of his parents and him going through the grief of his parents passing.
Oh, wow. That is a weird way to depict that emotion.
Right. But then he also specifically wrote the movie with Nick Cage in mind as the main character.
Oh, man, I mean, it's hard not to write a movie for Nick Cage. Like, I still think we should put him in our Arachna Clown movie.
Yeah.
As the Arachna Clown.
Yeah.
Because, what's it called? Oh, who was the first guy who played it? Tim...
Oh, Curry, yeah.
Tim Curry. He's too old to be Arachna Clown. Right. And I'm pretty sure he's not down to play another clown. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was upset that he didn't get the call back for it.
Yeah. I mean, we got Samuel L. Jackson. He would do it, but...
I don't know if he wants to play it or he's going to be like, I don't want to play no clown. That is my terrible Samuel L. Jackson impression, guys. Well, we're coming up to our hour. We have to cut it there so you guys can enjoy more of our content that we're going to start releasing soon. Our little video essays.
Yep.
Colby.
We're working on it.
But yeah, stay tuned for next week. We are going to watch the sequel of this movie. It is called Drive Angry. It's almost like another Grindhouse type of film.
Yeah.
Except without I don't think it's as gory as like this one was with the head squeezing.
Right.
But I feel like it is a direct sequel because it is Nick Cage playing a man who escapes hell in a classic 1983 looking car. I don't know.
Yeah. And
then we also get Amber Heard stroking a stick shift like a penis. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys have anything you guys want to say to us, all our contact information is down in the show notes below. We have our email and our Twitter if you want to slide into those DMs. If you guys please go ahead and review us on all of our streaming services that we use: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. Download and subscribe.
Definitely, we definitely appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show. I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere, Arcade Montage. Her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.